welcome back to my channel. So today I'm really excited for this video. I know a lot of you guys have been requesting this, been wanting to see this. I've got so many requests on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, everywhere that you guys want to see some of my drugstore favorites. So a lot of you guys are beginning in makeup, wanting to play with makeup, wanting to learn about it, but don't want to have to go out and spend or splurge to buy makeup. So my best advice to you is, if you're beginning in makeup and starting to learn about makeup, try to stick with the drugstore, because there's really great things in the drugstore. I know sometimes people get weary because they're like, well, if it's cheap makeup. And honestly, not necessarily, like, at all. There are really good stuff in the drugstore. You just gotta know, and you just gotta try things out, honestly. Not necessarily like you have to know what's good, sorta. Like, read reviews, look online, but you also have to try things for yourself, because what may not work for someone else may work for you. So you can't necessarily always go by what people say. Now, if you're spending like $60, $70 on a foundation, and of course read the reviews, you want to know if they're good before you go out and splurge that money. But in the drugstore, it's pretty affordable, it's safe. Play around, test things out, see what works for you, wait for your skin type. And yeah, that's my best advice. So I thought it would be really great to film some of my drugstore favorites and my drugstore must-haves. So for the most part, I have a product for like every single step in makeup, if that makes sense. I have a product for concealer, a product for foundation, but also what works for me may not work for you. So just keep that in mind, but still try it out, see, and you never know. This may be a pretty long video because I have a lot of things in front of me and I want to talk and maybe swatch some things so you guys can see for yourself and, you know, form your own opinion about everything. So yeah, let's just jump right into this video. So the first thing I'm going to start with is a setting spray, a facial mist, whatever you want to call it. So this is from Badescu. Don't hold me to the name. I always pronounce the name wrong, or I could be pronouncing right, who knows. By the way, don't mind my hair. I had intended to do it, but it was still like pretty wet after showering, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna throw it in a bun. So the messy bun is just gonna have to do for today. But I actually just got this the other day at Ulta. So I think this, like, the only place you can find it is at Ulta. I'm not sure if you guys know any other places, then leave it in the comments below. But I'm from New York, so I'm almost positive the only place you can find it is at Ulta. So they have a rose water one, and this is cucumber, aloe, cucumber, and green tea, and it smells amazing. So I've been using it and it works pretty good. It works just as good as my MAC Fix Plus, and you guys know MAC Fix Plus is a little bit expensive, so I'd definitely recommend this one. It smells so freaking good. So you can spray this before your makeup, after your makeup. You can spray this to like wet a brush to pick up an eyeshadow and intensify it, whatever it may be. But this is a great one and a cheap one too. I think it's like $7-8. Okay, so for primers, I haven't tried much primers in the drugstore. I usually lean towards high end, but this is one that I know that I really like and is great, and is actually really hyped up on YouTube. This is the NYX Angel Veil Primer. A lot of people compare this to the Hourglass Veil Primer. I'm not sure exactly what the name is. A lot of people compare this to that, and I have tried both, and I can say they're like the same exact thing. That primer is like $50 something, and I know that this is pretty cheap. I don't know the price exactly. I will list the prices for all of these in the description bar if you want to check them out before purchasing, but I know that this is pretty affordable. I purchased mine at Ulta, but I'm pretty sure you can find it in some drugstores. As long as they sell NYX there, this should be there. I'm not sure, don't hold me to it, but if you can't find it in your local drugstore, just try an Ulta. I'm pretty sure that they will have it. I'm almost positive. So for foundation, this is just like my ride or die. I freaking love this foundation. This is a L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. It is so freaking bomb. So I have pretty dry skin, so I try to stick with dewy, fresh skin looking foundations, you know. I don't ever lean towards matte because I'm dry and I have dry patches, and like it'll just emphasize all of that. If you are on the oily side, I would say try the L'Oreal Pro Matte. I haven't tried that one, but I heard it's pretty good for oily skin. So if you're oily, try that one. But if you're dry or even combination or just normal, you can definitely pull this foundation off. It's not oily or it's not like super dewy. It's like perfect. It's right in the middle. So I really love this foundation. It's super affordable. I got mine at CVS, so you can find this in any drugstore, and Ulta as well. Ulta, if you guys don't know, Ulta sells drugstore and high-end makeup, so that's like the best part about Ulta. There's some brands that are only like exclusive to Sephora. That's the only thing that sucks. Like the high-end brands like Tom Ford or Bobbi Brown or Kat Von D, like those type of brands you can only find in Sephora, not in Ulta. But for the most part, like Too Faced, Anastasia, Smashbox, all those brands are in Ulta, as well as all the drugstore brands. So that's great. Okay, so moving on, next is concealer. So this is probably like the best concealer in the drugstore. Like, I'm sorry, this concealer beats every freaking concealer in the drugstore. It just does, like, you know. So the funny thing is, I used to use this concealer before I knew anything about makeup. Before I knew about contouring, freaking highlighting, any of that, this was the concealer I used. And it's raved about on YouTube as well. But I never took the time to go back and buy it until one day I was like, you know what? I want to try this again. I used to use this a long time ago and I liked it. But again, I didn't know anything about makeup. So I wanted to give it a go, and of course it is just thebomb.com. So my favorite concealer in the drugstore is the Instant Age Rewind concealer. I have two colors, medium, I'm gonna put the name across the screen because it's a French name so I can never pronounce it, medium something, and then neutralizer. So I like to use this one. I actually just tried this one out today because I accidentally bought this color when I meant to buy this color because I stocked up on it. And this one's a neutralizer, but it's really good to highlight. And then this one is like my skin color, so I use this for any scars or pimples or redness. I also use this to like carve out my brows. You guys know that I like to use a concealer that matches my skin tone when it comes to cleaning up my brows. So this concealer is the absolute best in the drugstore. Like, if you go to CVS, if you go to Rite Aid, Dwayne Reed, whatever it may be from wherever you're from, pick this concealer up. But I really recommend these concealers. They're so freaking good. Okay, so next is my favorite setting powder. This is the RCMA No Color powder. This is like the bomb. I used to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder, but that's like $30 something. When I saw everyone talking about this powder on YouTube, I was like, you know what, I really gotta give it a go because it's only $12, but if you buy a 3-pack it's like $38, which is like the price of one Laura Mercier translucent powder. So I'm not knocking Laura Mercier. It's really freaking good, but I just don't have that type of money to keep buying it, you know. So I got 3 for the price of one of those, and it also has way more product than Laura Mercier. So yeah, it's really good. I found mine at beautylish.com. I know a couple websites may carry this, but I bought mine at Beautylish, and it is super good. Even if you just want to set your whole face, like your foundation, it's translucent. There's no color to it, as well as you're not gonna have like a white cast. I don't get no white cast with the setting powder, and I use it to set my face, and I also use it to set my concealer. And again, you can find it at beautylish.com. I'll link below everything, don't worry. Okay, so next is my freaking favorite. I freaking love this bronzer. So we're moving on to bronzer now. It actually has a highlighting powder and a bronzer. I use both. This one, it broke. I did not use this much. I freaking dropped it and it cracked. I do have a new one, but I'm waiting to finish this one up before I open a new one. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette, and it's so good. Like, it is like the best contour powder ever. So I do use the powder side from time to time to set like my eyes after I prime, or to set the rest of my face, but I really just buy it for the contour part. It is so good. Like, the best bronzer or contour powder in the drugstore, and it's from Wet n Wild again, and I get mine in caramel toffee. It looks like this. I know you can't really see it because it's all freaking cracked. I should have got my brand new one to show you guys, but hopefully you can see it on the camera. So try this out if you're looking for like a highlight and contour duo. I really recommend this one. And while we're on the bronzer subject, I want to mention the Milani Baked Bronzer. Any of Milani's baked products are so freaking good. So this is their baked bronzer in Soleil. I lean towards this more during the summer because it has a really nice glow. It got some shimmer in it. Some people prefer like matte bronzers versus shimmer, but I like both of them. It just depends on what I'm going for the day, but it is super beautiful. Honestly, you guys, any of Milani's baked products are just so freaking good. I really like Milani. It's probably like one of my favorite brands in the drugstore. So if you're looking for a bronzer or a shimmer one in particular, I would really recommend the Milani Baked Bronzer in Soleil. And for blushes, my favorite, hello, this is the Milani Powder Blush. I call them rose blushes because they're like carved like a rose, but they are called powder blushes. They're not called rose blushes. So I have Tea Rose, which is a little bit more pinker than the one I practically use every day, but I have been leaning towards this one a little bit more just to pop more color in my cheeks, and I'm wearing it today. It's a lot more pinker, but it's so freaking pretty. I swear to God, I just love the rose. I think it's so freaking pretty, and it's like a must-have in your collection. Just, it's good, but just because it's so pretty, you kind of just want it more, you know? These blushes are like super pigmented, so you don't have to use a lot. So that's Tea Rose for you. And then the next colors, which are one of my favorite, is Romantic Rose. And it's just a beautiful mauve color. Every time I do my makeup, I lean towards this blush. It's just so pretty and perfect. Like, it's the perfect color. It's not too much. It doesn't overdo it or anything. As you can see, it's just a beautiful mauve pink. I really recommend these blushes, as well as their baked blushes. I think I have one somewhere, but I didn't think about pulling it out. So if you get a chance, try those out too, because they are amazing. Okay, and next for highlight, I have this NYX Illuminator in Ritualistic. It's super pretty. It's really pale, so it's not going to pick up on the camera too much. I'm going to try and like do a little swatch for you guys. So it looks like that. I'm going to try and swatch. The ring light is super bright, so it's kind of like gonna clash with this, especially since this is a really pale highlighter. It's super pretty, beautiful, affordable, as well as the Wet n Wild MegaGlow highlight. It has like 3 or 4 strips of like different color highlighters. I don't have that one here. I can't find mine, but I believe it's in Catwalk Pink. I just gave one away, well, 2 of them actually, in my giveaway. They're super good, so if you see the Wet n Wild ones, try to pick those up too. I'm pretty sure they have more colors, but my mom actually bought me this one, and I think she bought it in Charlotte Russe. For some odd reason, Charlotte Russe sells NYX. So you could probably find some of their products there as well. And also, if you like cream highlighters, I would recommend the Colourpop SuperShock cheek highlighters, I believe. They look like this. They're pretty big. So this one is in Butterfly Beach. It's kind of like a rose gold pinky highlighter. They're super creamy. They have like this squishy cushion texture to it, but ooh, they swatch beautifully. This is Butterfly Beach. I'm hoping you can see it. I know my freaking ring light is bright as hell. This is how it looks in the pan. Super beautiful. And then I have one in Wisp, and it looks like this. It's more of a golden highlight, and right at the top is Wisp. I know you can't see it, but we have Butterfly Beach and Wisp at the top. And obviously you can only find these at Colourpop's website. They don't sell them in like a CVS or something like that. Unfortunately, some of these products you can only find on websites, at least in the New York City area, because everything's always located in California. But if you are from California, you might get a little lucky because they sell a lot of these products probably in like some stores out there. I don't know, because if you're from California, you know more than I do. I'm not from there. I'm from New York City, so I only know about here, but I still really wanted to include them because they're some of my favorites, and some of you guys probably are addicted to shopping online just like I am, so it's cool. But yeah, you can only find these Colourpop highlighters on their website. So for eyeshadows, I don't really shop for eyeshadows in the drugstore. I'm gonna be honest, if there's anything that I really splurge on, it's my eyeshadows and my brushes. But I still have a pretty affordable brand for you guys. You're just gonna have to find it online, unless you're in California, because Morphe does have some retailers out there that sell their products. But I'd recommend any of Morphe's eyeshadows. They're super good, super affordable. You can find them at morphebrushes.com. This is just one of the dozen palettes I have. They're pretty big. They have released newer eyeshadows but I haven't purchased them. They're like little smaller palettes. I don't know, check them out on the website. I'll link it below. This is a 350S palette. I also have the 350 matte palette. But you guys, their eyeshadows are so good. Here, I'll just swatch some for you. You can see their eyeshadows are freaking bomb. So creamy, and like for the price, you cannot beat it. A lot of Morphe stuff are pretty amazing, and they're pretty affordable for the most part. I think these palettes are probably like 20 something bucks, but you can't beat it for the amount of eyeshadows you get. As you can see, these palettes are really large. So honestly, I'd recommend any of Morphe's eyeshadows because they are so good. And also there's like every beauty guru out here has a coupon code with them, so you can save some money. I believe Nikki Tutorials, Kathleen Lights, all of them have coupon codes with them, so just check their Instagrams because they say it all the freaking time. You can probably save like $5 off. It's not much, but anything counts, honestly. So I'd also recommend Colourpop's eyeshadows. They've recently came out with pressed shadows because their shadows are just like their highlighters and bronzers and stuff. They have like that gel cushiony texture, but they have released a couple palettes. I haven't got my hands on any of them, but I really do enjoy some of their SuperShock eyeshadows. The pigment is so freaking good. Look at that. Look at that. And this is coconut. So freaking beautiful. And that's how it looks swatch. So this color is one of my favorites, as well as the Kathleen Lights Where the Night Is quad and her Where the Light Is quad. I can't find my Where the Light Is one, but this is her second one. I'm just going to show you some of the colors. This is a collaboration with Kathleen Lights, but they do have eyeshadows like aside from the collaborations that they do. So this is Weenie, and we have Midnight. So they have a ton of eyeshadows. You can check them out on their website. They're so bomb. The texture of it is so freaking cool, and I also really like it because it like intensifies the pigment versus like a regular pressed eyeshadow or like a shimmer eyeshadow. And as well as you can use it wet to even make it more pigmented, or if you don't have nails, use your fingers because I feel like they apply the best with fingers. I just can't use my fingers because I have nails and I'll poke my eye. But I really recommend some of their eyeshadows, so check them out on their website. Okay, so next are some eyeliners. So I'd recommend these two eyeliners. One is from NYX and one is from NYC. They're both liquid liners. This is the NYC liquid liner and this is the NYX matte liquid liner. Make sure if you're looking for this one, you get the matte one because they have a regular one which is like a glossy finish, but I prefer my eyeliners matte, and I just started using these and I think they're freaking great. So if you can't find the NYC in like your drugstore, I found mine at Dwayne Reed. Also, it's in extreme black because they have like a pearlized one, so don't confuse it. So the NYC liquid liner in extreme black, and then the NYX matte liquid liner in black, just regular black. So they're super good. I'm actually wearing the NYC one and it's just super matte, super easy to use, and they're so affordable. The NYC is probably like $4 and I think the NYX is like $8, so really not that bad. You can find them in the drugstore and most likely at Ulta as well. Now for brows, because I get so many questions on brows, so I use my Benefit Cabral, but that's obviously on the more pricey end. But before that, I used to use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's practically like the Anastasia brow pencil and it works just as good. It's super duper affordable. I recommend if you're just learning to do your brows and working with them to try a brow pencil before you like go into pomades, because pomades could be a little harsh. I'm gonna be honest, I used to use only brow pencils because I just thought that pomades were too much, but I actually really enjoy the Benefit one. I might do like my favorite high-end makeup. If you guys really want to see that, let me know. I just wanted to get a drugstore one out first because that's what you guys really wanted to see. So if you're looking for something for your brows, try the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And for mascara, my two favorites are the L'Oreal Voluminous Miss Manga Mascara. It is so good. And then another one is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. Make sure if you're looking for this one, you look for this one in particular, and it looks like this because they made so many telescopics. Like there's like 4 or 5 different versions of it, but this one is the best one. So remember the L'Oreal Telescopic in Carbon Black and the L'Oreal Voluminous Miss Manga. They're both really good. This applicator is a little bit more chubbier, and then this one is a little bit more skinnier. So you can use this one for your bottom lashes if you're a little bit too scared to go in with the chubby one, but I'm used to both, so it really doesn't matter to me. But I definitely recommend these two. They're my favorite. And for lashes, my favorite lashes are Cocoa lashes. So I get mine at ladymoss.com or Lady Moss Beauty, I'm not sure. I'll leave it below. These are Chloe. I'm currently wearing Diva, so I have a ton from them. I can't really say, well, I can give you a couple that are my favorites. I really like Marilyn, I like Diva, I like Stella, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I say those are my top 3, but I'm starting to try new ones like Chloe, Diva. I just started wearing them for like the past 2 weeks and I fell in love with them. That's what I just told you guys. But any Cocoa lashes are beautiful. They range from like $7 to $8 tops, and I get them online. But if you're in the California area, you can find them in stores. I know that for sure. But I'll link the website below so you guys know where to find them. But I really love Cocoa lashes. They're my favorite and they're affordable. You don't have to splurge on lashes because I know like most lashes, like mink lashes and stuff, are pretty pricey. But I usually stick with Cocoa lashes because I don't have time to be spending $30 on freaking mink lashes. I'm gonna be honest with you, so I just stick with Cocoa lashes. And if you're looking for an eyelash glue, my tube is super dirty, but I use the Duo adhesive glue. It's the one with the brush, not the squeeze one. I'd recommend the brush one better. You can just apply the glue right on the lash band. So I get mine at CVS. Any drugstore will have it. CVS, Duane Reade, Rite Aid, whichever you have close by you. Check it out. It's my favorite. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm going to show you my favorite lip products. So we have a couple from the actual drugstore and then a couple from like Colourpop where you'd have to go online and order. But I have to say this is what I have the most of. I have tons of lip options for you. I'm not going to swatch them all, but I'm going to try and show them to you so you guys can see what they look like. So first I'm going to show you some of Colourpop's. So I do have a couple more of their liquid lipsticks. They're just hidden in my drawer. This is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in Mama, and this is the lip color I was wearing in my last video. I really like these. They're not too dry. Still, I'd recommend that you put like a lip balm and exfoliate your lips beforehand, but they're always gonna look and feel a little bit dry because they are matte lipsticks. So any of Colourpop's matte liquid lipsticks are pretty good. I like them for the most part. And also their satin lips, they have like that moist feeling. They're not dry. You don't feel like they're dry on your lips. They're a little bit more moist, but they are a little bit kind of matte. Like they're not matte. I'm gonna try and swatch it for you because I'm better off showing you guys than telling you. Like they're not all the way matte, but they almost could pass for it. But they have this really nice creamy texture. So if you don't want to commit to liquid lipstick or don't like the feeling, try their satin lips. They're really good. And this is in Marshmallow. It's a really pretty lilac purple. And as you can see, it's not like all the way matte. Like you can see that it has a little bit of moisture in it, but it still kind of has that matte look to it, if that makes sense. Hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. I'd also recommend their matte lipstick. So I have Matte X, and I guess that's just even more matte than matte. And I can say that because I have tried the regular matte one. So this is in Nevermind. It's really deep purple, and this is just a regular matte one. And then we have the one that I have on my lips, and you guys, I really hate red lipsticks. I don't go for them. I don't know, I just feel like they don't compliment me. But this is the first red lipstick that when I put on, I fell in love. I don't know what told me to put this lipstick on today, but I just was like, freak it, I'm gonna try it. And I fell in freaking love. So this is Trust Me, and it's one of their Matte X lipsticks. So I really like these more than the regular matte. I feel like the matte still has like kind of like that glossy look. I want my matte lipsticks to look matte, and it's not drying. Like, I don't feel like my lips are hard or anything. I could go like this and like it doesn't feel weird, you know? So for some reason mine is like broken. It keeps like pulling all the way out, but I'm gonna try my best to show it to you guys. This is the one I have on. It is like flipped around because it fell out the tube and I had to put it back. But you guys, this color is so beautiful. I really have to say that this just like might be one of my favorites. And then for the name of this one, I'm gonna put it across the screen because I don't know how to pronounce it. So this is kind of like a reddish burgundy, but it kind of like has a brown to it. So I'd really recommend any of their lippy sticks. They also have liners to pair them with if you want to. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. But I really prefer the matte X ones more. After trying this one, I really like them, and they look so matte, but they look so pretty. Like, they don't look drying. Like, I really like them. So I'd recommend those. And then from the actual drugstore, we have some Milani liquid lipsticks. So their exact names are the Milani Amore matte lip creams. We have Precious and Loved. I'm going to try and swatch them right next to the Colourpop. So this one is Loved, and it looks like this. This is how the packaging looks like. And then we have Precious, and they smell like candy or cake. They smell really good. So they're still drying, but we have Precious here and Loved here. These are really comfortable. They're not too drying. So I really like these liquid lipsticks from the drugstore. And then the other liquid lipsticks that I like from the drugstore are the NYX Lingerie liquid lipsticks. I have a couple more, but they're somewhere hidden in my drawers. And this is Teddy. I wore this in one of my recent Instagram pictures. I don't know if I filmed with this. Maybe not. So if you check out this picture on my Instagram, I wore this lip color. This is Teddy from NYX. Still drying, of course, but that's the color right there. So like I said before, I always recommend just putting some type of lip balm before putting liquid lipsticks, because you're just always gonna feel like, no matter what, they're always gonna feel a little bit dry, but it really does help with it. That's why I've kind of been like about liquid lipstick. Lately, I've been like trying to stick to actual lipsticks, like falling back into the lipstick trend, because I haven't used actual lipsticks in forever until recently, or like lip gloss, because I'm just a little bit over liquid lipsticks. But I still wanted to recommend them to you guys because they're pretty popular still, but you just got to know which ones to go for and like work around them, because they are pretty drying. But as long as you can work around them and you don't mind that, you know, little bit of a dry feeling, you'll be cool. That is it for this video. I pretty much went through everything. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I wanted to show you guys stuff that I actually love and use and recommend. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was so requested, so I'm so excited to like finally get this up. As always, if you guys have any requests, leave them in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos, and you guys turn your notifications on, that little bell that's like next to the subscribe button. Hit that, turn it on so you don't miss out on any more videos. You get notified when a video goes up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.